Welcome, everyone, to our comprehensive and enlightening series dedicated to unraveling the complexities of the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999, specifically focusing on Clause 14.5, Plant and Materials Intended for the Works. Whether you're a seasoned professional in the construction industry, a budding engineer, or simply a curious learner, this series promises to offer valuable insights and in-depth understanding of one of the most crucial aspects of construction contracts. In this series, we're not just reading between the lines of the clause, we're diving deep into its core. We'll explore the nuances, the implications, and the practical applications that make Clause 14.5 a pivotal element in managing plant and materials in construction projects. Our journey will take us through the intricacies of eligibility, documentation, financial security, and the critical role of the engineer, all woven intricately within this clause. We aim to demystify the complexities and provide you with a clear, comprehensive understanding that you can apply in your professional endeavors. So, if you're keen to expand your knowledge, stay with us. Each episode in this series is designed to build upon the last, creating a cohesive and thorough understanding of Clause 14.5. And remember, your engagement and feedback are vital in shaping this learning experience. So, don't hesitate to share your thoughts, ask questions, and join the conversation. Let's embark on this educational adventure together. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and give a thumbs up to show your support. It's your interest and enthusiasm that inspire us to create and share more valuable content like this. Now, let's dive into the world of FIDIC Clause 14.5 and unlock the secrets it holds.
Purpose and implications. The essence of Clause 14.5 lies in its provision for contractors to recover costs for plant and materials that, although essential to the project, have not yet been incorporated into the permanent works. This clause assures financial compensation for materials that are either in transit or stored at the site, but not yet part of the permanent works. Primary aspects. Subclause 14.5 is activated under specific conditions. It revolves around the inclusion of costs for plant and materials that are sent to the site but not yet incorporated into the permanent works. The clause outlines two critical aspects. Inclusion in payment certificates. The interim payment certificates, under subclause 14.3, should include an amount for these plant and materials. Reduction upon incorporation. Once these elements become part of the permanent works, their value is deducted from subsequent certificates. However, there's a catch. If the lists mentioned in subclause 14.5, B, I, or C, I, are absent in the appendix to tender, then this clause does not come into effect. Conditions for engineer's determination. For the engineer to make a determination and certify the costs, several conditions must be met. The contractor must keep satisfactory records of the plant and materials, including orders, receipts, costs, and usage, all available for inspection. A detailed cost statement, backed by satisfactory evidence, must be submitted by the contractor. 2 scenarios for plant and materials. The engineer's determination hinges on one of 2 scenarios. Scenario A, plant and materials listed for payment when shipped must be en route to the site, with evidence of shipment, payment of freight and insurance, and a bank guarantee. Scenario B, plant and materials listed for payment upon delivery must be properly stored and protected on the site, in line with the contract stipulations. Certification and currency. The engineer certifies an amount equivalent to 80% of the determined cost of these plant and materials. This amount is adjusted in the currencies stipulated in the contract, aligning with future payments under subclause 14.3a. Upon inclusion in a payment certificate, a corresponding reduction is applied for these plant and materials, in the same currencies and proportions.
Continuing the exploration of Clause 14.5, practical uses and key considerations. Moving forward, let's explore the practical uses of Clause 14.5 in the FIDIC Yellow Book and the key points that stakeholders must remember to effectively apply this clause. Uses of Clause 14.5. For contractors, this clause provides a mechanism to claim early payment for plant and materials that have been procured for the project. It's a financial lifeline, allowing contractors to manage cash flow more efficiently, especially for significant investments in materials that have not yet been incorporated into the permanent works. For engineers play a crucial role in assessing and certifying the costs claimed by the contractor. This responsibility demands thorough scrutiny of the provided records and ensuring that the claimed costs align with the actual expenses incurred for the plant and materials. For employers benefit from this clause as it ensures that payments are made only for legitimate and verifiable costs. It's a safeguard against potential financial discrepancies, ensuring that every payment made contributes directly to the progress of the construction project. Key points to remember. To effectively navigate Clause 14.5, several key points must be kept in mind. Accurate and detailed record keeping. Contractors must maintain meticulous records of orders, receipts, costs, and usage of the plant and materials. This documentation is crucial for the engineer's assessment and subsequent certification of costs. Bank guarantee requirement. For certain plant and materials, especially those listed for payment upon shipment, a bank guarantee is essential. This guarantee serves as a financial assurance until the materials are properly stored and protected on site. Importance of proper storage and protection. The clause emphasizes the need for proper storage and protection of the plant and materials on site. This requirement safeguards the materials against loss, damage, or deterioration, ensuring their usability when needed for the permanent works. Financial implications of early payment. While early payment provides financial relief to contractors, it's important to understand the implications. There's a reduction in the value of these materials in later payment certificates once they are incorporated into the permanent works. This process ensures a balanced and fair financial arrangement throughout the project lifecycle. In conclusion, Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book offers a structured and equitable approach to managing and financing plant and materials in construction projects. It caters to the financial needs of contractors, while also placing responsibilities on engineers and employers to ensure that every step, from procurement to payment, adheres to the principles of accountability and transparency. As we continue to delve deeper into the FIDIC Yellow Book, the intricate balance between financial management and project execution becomes increasingly evident.
Key considerations for effectively employing Clause 14.5 in the FIDIC Yellow Book. As we continue our deep dive into Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999, let's summarize the main points to keep in mind for effectively employing this clause. These points serve as a guide for contractors, engineers, and employers to ensure compliance and optimize the benefits of this provision. Eligibility and scope. First and foremost, verify the eligibility and scope. 1. Listed in the appendix to tender, confirm that the plant and materials intended for inclusion are explicitly listed in the appendix to tender. 2. Specific application. Recognize that this clause applies solely to plant and materials sent to the site for incorporation in the permanent works. Documentation and record keeping. Effective documentation and record keeping are critical. 1. Maintain detailed records. Keep meticulous records of orders, receipts, costs, and usage of the plant and materials. 2. Prepare cost statements. Develop detailed statements showing the cost of acquiring and delivering these items to the site, supported by satisfactory evidence. Financial security. Financial security is a key aspect. Bank guarantee. Provide a bank guarantee in a form and amount approved by the employer, valid until the plant and materials are correctly stored on site and protected against loss, damage, or deterioration. Conditions for certification. Understand the conditions for certification. 1. Payment when shipped. If listed for payment upon shipment, ensure they are shipped and en route to the site, with all necessary documents and payment proofs for freight and insurance. 2. Payment when delivered. If listed for payment upon delivery, ensure they are delivered, properly stored, protected, and in accordance with the contract. Payment terms. Grasp the payment terms. Certification amount. The additional amount to be certified is 80% of the engineer's determination of the cost of the plant and materials, including delivery. Currency requirements. The currency for this additional amount should be in line with the payment terms set under subclause 14.3. Adjustment in payment certificates. Prepare for adjustments. Reduction in certificate. Expect a reduction in the payment certificate when these plant and materials are included in the contract value under subclause 14.3. Compliance with contractual obligations. Compliance is key. Adhere to contractual standards. Ensure all actions and submissions under this clause align with the broader obligations and standards outlined in the FIDIC Yellow Book. Risk management. Lastly, focus on risk management. Manage risks. Actively manage risks related to the storage, protection, and quality of plant and materials to prevent future disputes or claims. In conclusion, Clause 14.5, with its focus on plant and materials intended for the works, demands attention to detail, strict adherence to contractual obligations, and proactive risk management. These key points form the bedrock of successfully employing this clause, ensuring that both the contractual and practical aspects of managing plant and materials are handled effectively within the framework of the FIDIC Yellow Book. As we continue to explore the intricacies of this clause, it's important to remember that its effective application is instrumental in the smooth execution and financial management of construction projects.
Unraveling the interplay of Clause 14.5 with other clauses in the FIDIC Yellow Book. As we delve further into Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book, it's crucial to understand its interaction with other clauses. These interactions highlight the interconnected nature of the contract's provisions and the importance of viewing Clause 14.5 not in isolation but as part of a cohesive whole. 1. Interaction with Subclause 14.3, Application for interim payment certificates. The relationship between Clause 14.5 and Subclause 14.3 is both direct and integral. Clause 14.5 mandates the inclusion of costs for plant and materials, which are on-site but not yet part of the permanent works, in the interim payment certificates. This synergy aids the contractor in recovering part of their investment in plant and materials early in the project, thereby enhancing cash flow and overall financial management. 2. Interaction with Subclause 14.2, Advance payment. The bank guarantee requirement in Clause 14.5 reflects the financial security measures emphasized in Subclause 14.2. Together, these clauses bolster the financial security and risk management of the contract. They safeguard the employer's interests while ensuring that the contractor has access to necessary financial liquidity. 3. Interaction with Clause 11, Defects liability. Clause 14.5 stipulations for the proper storage and protection of plant and materials are critical in the context of Clause 11, which covers defects liability. This interaction underscores the contractor's responsibility for the quality and condition of materials, aligning with the contract's broader objectives of quality assurance and defect management. 4. Interaction with Subclause 4.21, Progress reports. The record-keeping requirements in Clause 14.5 complement the contractor's obligation to provide comprehensive progress reports as outlined in Subclause 4.21. The collaboration between these clauses ensures transparency and accountability in the project's execution, particularly regarding the management and utilization of materials and resources. 5. Interaction with Clause 20, Claims, Disputes, and Arbitration. Clause 20, which deals with claims, disputes, and arbitration, becomes relevant when there are disagreements or disputes related to the application or interpretation of Clause 14.5. This interaction offers a framework for resolving conflicts related to plant and materials, ensuring fair and equitable treatment within the contractual context. In essence, Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book is intricately connected with various other clauses, forming a complex network that governs different aspects of construction contracts. These interactions demonstrate the multidimensional nature of contractual provisions and highlight the need for comprehensive understanding and meticulous application of these clauses. As we continue to explore the Yellow Book, it becomes increasingly clear how each clause weaves into the larger tapestry of construction contract management, underscoring the importance of each provision in the successful execution of a project.
Navigating the sequence of Clause 14.5 in the FIDIC Yellow Book, a step-by-step breakdown. To fully grasp the operational mechanism of Clause 14.5 in the FIDIC Yellow Book, it's essential to understand the sequential process it entails. Let's walk through each step of this sequence, from the contractor's initial submission to the final adjustment by the employer. 1. Contractor's submission. The process begins with the contractor's proactive step. The contractor submits a detailed cost statement and supporting evidence to the engineer, encompassing records of orders, receipts, costs, and usage of plant and materials. 2. Engineer's request for information. The engineer plays a critical role in verification. If necessary, the engineer may request additional information from the contractor to verify the details of the submission. 3. Bank guarantee. Financial security is a pivotal aspect. The contractor provides a bank guarantee to secure the payment for plant and materials. This guarantee is then confirmed by the bank to the engineer. 4. Engineer's certification. The engineer's certification is a key milestone. Upon satisfactory submission and verification, the engineer certifies 80% of the determined cost of the plant and materials to the employer. 5. Employer's payment. This step involves the flow of funds. The employer then proceeds to pay the certified amount, which is 80% of the determined cost, to the contractor. 6. Inclusion in permanent works. The status of plant and materials evolves. Once the plant and materials are included in the permanent works, the contractor notifies the engineer. 7. Adjustment in payment certificate. An important financial adjustment takes place. The engineer issues a payment certificate with an applicable reduction, equivalent to the previously certified additional amount for the relevant plant and materials. 8. Final adjustment by employer. The sequence concludes with the employer's action. The employer adjusts the payment based on the reduction in the payment certificate. This sequential framework within Clause 14.5 ensures a systematic and transparent process for managing and financing plant and materials in construction projects. From the contractor's initial cost submission to the employer's final payment adjustment, each step is integral to maintaining financial clarity and contractual integrity. As we delve deeper into the nuances of the FIDIC Yellow Book, the importance of each clause and its associated processes in the successful execution of construction projects becomes increasingly evident.
Creating a flowchart to navigate Clause 14.5 in the FIDIC Yellow Book, the complete journey. To encapsulate our journey through Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book, let's construct a flowchart that outlines the entire process from start to finish. This visual guide will provide a clear roadmap for understanding and applying this crucial clause in construction contracts. Start, Clause 14.5 Application. Our journey begins with the application of Clause 14.5, focusing on plant and materials intended for the works. Check Appendix to Tender. The first checkpoint is crucial. Verify if the plant and materials are listed in the appendix to tender. This listing is key to the clause's applicability. Are plant and materials listed? This is a decisive juncture. If yes, the process proceeds to ensuring proper documentation. If no, Clause 14.5 is not applicable, and the process ends here. Ensure proper documentation. Precision in documentation is vital. Maintain satisfactory records and submit a detailed cost statement of acquiring and delivering the plant and materials to the site, supported by satisfactory evidence. Submit cost statement and evidence. The contractor's role is pivotal. The contractor submits detailed cost statements along with supporting evidence. Provide bank guarantee. Financial security is ensured. A bank guarantee, approved by the employer, secures the payment for plant and materials. Engineer certification. The engineer's certification marks a critical step. The engineer certifies each addition, confirming that the plant and materials meet contract requirements and are properly stored and protected on site. Payment of 80% of determined cost. The financial aspect comes into play. The engineer certifies the payment of 80% of the determined cost of the plant and materials, including delivery. Inclusion in permanent works. The status of materials evolves. Once the plant and materials are incorporated into the permanent works, the process advances to the reduction in the payment certificate. Applicable reduction in payment certificate. A crucial financial adjustment occurs. The payment certificate includes a reduction equivalent to the certified additional amount for the relevant plant and materials. And our journey through Clause 14.5 concludes, either when the clause is deemed inapplicable or after the final adjustment in the payment certificate.
Frequently asked questions on Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book, 1999. 1. What is the purpose of Clause 14.5? Answer. Clause 14.5 is designed to manage and value plant and materials intended for the permanent works. It sets up a clear and systematic process for certifying payments for these essential project components, ensuring transparency and accountability. 2. When does Clause 14.5 apply? Answer. This clause is applicable when the plant and materials intended for the works are listed in the appendix to tender. Its applicability is contingent on this listing. 3. What role does the engineer play in this clause? Answer. The engineer plays a critical role in determining and certifying the additional amount related to plant and materials. They evaluate the contractor's records and verify compliance with contractual conditions. 4. What conditions must be met for Clause 14.5 to apply? Answer. Key conditions include the presence of plant and materials lists in the appendix to tender and maintenance of satisfactory records by the contractor. Compliance with shipment conditions is also crucial when applicable. 5. How is compliance with shipment conditions addressed in Clause 14.5? Answer. Compliance involves submitting evidence of shipment, payment of freight and insurance, and a bank guarantee. This is verified through a decision point in the flowchart process. 6. What if records are not available for inspection under this clause? Answer. If the necessary records are not available for inspection, Clause 14.5 cannot be applied, and the process for this clause ends. 7. How does the clause address a reduction in contract value? Answer. When plant and materials are included in the permanent works, Clause 14.5 prompts a reduction in the contract value under subclause 14.3c, preventing double counting in subsequent payment certificates. 8. What currencies are considered in the certification process? Answer. The currencies for the certified additional amount should match those stipulated for payment when the contract value is included under subclause 14.3a. 9. What steps are involved in the certification process? Answer. The process includes submission of records, a cost statement, compliance with shipment conditions, reduction in contract value, and alignment of currency terms. 10. How often should monitoring activities be conducted according to the flowchart? Answer. Monitoring activities like engineers' determinations, compliance audits, and currency reviews should be conducted regularly to ensure consistent compliance with Clause 14.5.
Common misunderstandings associated with Clause 14.5, plant and materials intended for the works. 1. Misinterpretation of applicability. Misunderstanding, assuming Clause 14.5 is universally applicable. Clarification, its applicability is contingent on the inclusion of specific lists in the appendix to tender. 2. Underestimating record-keeping importance. Misunderstanding, overlooking the necessity of detailed record-keeping. Clarification, robust record-keeping is a cornerstone for compliance with this clause. 3. Incomplete compliance with shipment conditions. Misunderstanding, failing to fully comply with shipment documentation requirements. Clarification, complete compliance, including shipment evidence and bank guarantees, is essential. 4. Misapplication of reduction in contract value. Misunderstanding, incorrect reduction application in contract value. Clarification, the reduction aims to prevent double counting and must align with the contract. 5. Overlooking currency alignment. Misunderstanding, neglecting the importance of currency consistency. Clarification, currency alignment ensures smooth and discrepancy-free payments. 6. Misunderstanding the engineer's role. Misunderstanding, underestimating the engineer's role in the certification process. Clarification, the engineer's role is vital for ensuring fair and compliant valuation. 7. Infrequent monitoring and auditing. Misunderstanding, assuming that monitoring activities are occasional tasks. Clarification, regular monitoring is necessary for ongoing compliance with Clause 14.5. 8. Overlooking project-specific requirements. Misunderstanding, ignoring the unique requirements of each project. Clarification, adhering to project-specific requirements is key for the accurate application of this clause. In the intricate and dynamic world of construction contracts, the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999's Clause 14.5 stands as a testament to the importance of detailed planning, rigorous record-keeping, and strategic financial management. This clause not only guides contractors and engineers in the practical aspects of managing plant and materials, but also underlines the criticality of compliance, transparency, and proactive engagement in every stage of a construction project. As we conclude this comprehensive exploration of Clause 14.5, it becomes evident that its successful application is pivotal to the smooth execution and financial health of construction projects. Remember, in the realm of FIDIC contracts, attention to detail, clarity of process, and ongoing communication are not just best practices, they are indispensable pillars upholding the integrity and success of construction endeavors.
As we wrap up our in-depth journey through Clause 14.5 of the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for joining us on this enlightening exploration. Your engagement and support are what fuel our passion for delving into these complex yet fascinating topics. Your curiosity and eagerness to learn more about the intricacies of construction contracts, especially within the framework of FIDIC, inspire us to continuously seek out and provide rich, educational content. But we don't want to stop here. There's so much more we can explore together, and your support is crucial in making this possible. If you found this content informative and helpful, I encourage you, inquisitively and with a sense of shared purpose, to subscribe and like this channel. Your subscription and likes are not just clicks, they're powerful endorsements that enable us to produce more content like this. So, if you're as passionate as we are about expanding your knowledge and diving deeper into the world of FIDIC and construction contracts, please do subscribe and like our content. Let's keep this educational journey going, and together, we can continue to unravel the complexities of these essential topics. Thank you once again for your support, and stay tuned for more insightful explorations.